Hello, everyone. This is the PressPlay Lifestyle Inspired Podcast, and we're a podcast that does interviews with inspiring people, as well as provide custom content and monologues on topics to help our listeners, that's you, find the resources, tools, and support that they need to be their best inspired self. We are so lucky today. We have a friend of mine and also a colleague, Vanya, here, and she is a holistic health and life coach. And I find her to be an amazingly inspiring young lady, and I thought we would ask her a couple questions. Is that okay with you today, Vanya?
It sounds perfect for me.
Awesome. So, one of the things that reasons I wanted to invite you is, first of all, I follow you on social media, and you always have just wonderful content that's clearly from your heart. An example is, I know you did like a everyday yoga challenge for a while and had some just beautiful thought-provoking self-reflections on that. But more than that is you had to go through quite a bit to kind of take on this entrepreneurial route, including not being from the States. Like, I don't think English is your primary language. Is that right?
Yes, it's my actually third language.
Your third language, and you're amazing. So you've gone through kind of learning a language and being in another country and being in another culture and doing like a service of like a give back service that's about people and doing kind of some really great work. So that was one of the reasons you inspired me and why I was so glad you joined us today. So thank you for that.
Thank you for inviting me. It's all my pleasure.
So could you just tell us and the listeners and myself, what is a holistic health and life coach? What is that, and what do you do for people?
Okay. So I basically help women and men who are motivated and ready to get back in control of their eating habits and lose weight, but mindfully, naturally, easily, and not like some diet with a yo-yo effect. So basically for the rest of their life. And the idea is just they can experience vibrant health and finally be free to truly enjoy their lives. And just don't be prisoners of what to eat, how often to eat. Is that healthy? Isn't that too fat? Is there too many calories over here? So just be happy and really enjoy what you're eating.
Yeah, I think I forgot about that part of your storyline. Like you've lost quite a bit of weight, and sort of, or even if I don't even know the number, but you lost quite a bit of weight, and all of it was through non-restrictive, not yo-yoy, not paleo, keto slash stuff, but like making mindful eating choices. Am I remembering
Yes.
that right?
Actually, it's correct, and it's really interesting because when I was a teenager, I was really worried about what I'm eating, and as a teenager, you're really like trying to be with the trend. So I don't have to eat chocolate, I have to eat yogurt, and there was all these restrictions, and I was still putting weight. I didn't go drastically down. And after that, I think it was the time when I actually started traveling around the world, uh, when I just started being really curious about the food. I was eating everything, and I didn't feel guilty that I eat chocolate because it was like, okay, I'm in a new country. I want to explore their food, and it's tasty, and I don't care. It's a bread or it's a chocolate. It's something new. I totally love it. So that's how I actually start enjoying it. I start being curious about food. I start exploring different way of eating, different types of food, different combination. Um, and actually, I just enjoyed it. That was the thing. And that was the trick that helps me lose weight. It's that I didn't feel guilt. I didn't fight anymore with the food, and it was so nice, actually.
Yeah, I think and both of us went to HCI, and I'm sure you've done other things, but one of the things they say that sticks with me is healing comes from curiosity, not from judgment. And it sounds like when you were a teenager, you had a lot of judgment on what a certain food meant. If you ate this, it meant this. And when you went, oh, I wonder what this is, I wonder what this tastes like, is kind of the beginning of your path to a healthier food choices. Is that?
Yes, absolutely. And I believe that you have to be willing to not like it at the beginning. Because I've experienced with many food that the first time when I tried, I really didn't like them. And it's not necessary to be count as a healthy food. It was just like a traditional type of food for a specific country. And I remember I didn't like it at the beginning. But after a year, I give a chance. I didn't like it again. And after a year, suddenly something happened and I start liking it. And there was the opposite effect also, like something that I really like back in the time. Now I really can't eat it anymore. So you just have to be open to try and to be okay if you don't like it at the beginning. And if you don't want to try it anymore, it's fine also. But I strongly believe that there is a substitution for every type of food, which if you're willing to try and explore a little bit more, I think that you can find a healthier version of something that you really like.
Okay. So what made you want to become a holistic health and life coach? Was there something that happened or a bunch of things? Like, kind of what led you on that path?
There was maybe a year, when you graduate university and you have to make a transition to the adult life, and you're in maybe a year where you're like, okay, what I'm doing now? You're kind of lost, you're kind of stuck. And I remember that I decided just to travel, because travel, it's my way of experiencing the life and expressing myself and just, my comfort zone. So I decided to go to organize a trip by myself. I went for 5 weeks in Florida. That was my first time there. Now I ended up living there. But back at that time, my trip was around 18 cities. It included 18 cities. And because I was by myself, I had the chance to meet a lot of people. Because when you are by yourself and let's say you are at the bar, a lot of people come and start talking to you. So it's an opportunity to meet a lot of interesting people. And during this trip, I found so many people who loves traveling and who has a greater experience than me. So sharing their experience and sharing my experience show me that actually there is a lot of people who think the same way like me and search for the same things like me in life. And these meetings and this talk give me a chance to see that I have a really great experience that I can share with people, and I can help people who feel stuck in their everyday living, and who dreams to travel the world and do whatever they like to do, instead of just go to work and be home and go to work again and be home again. So that was the first trigger to look at health coaching and life coaching in general. But the reason why I turned to holistic health and life was mainly because of my journey since I started BHC. And actually, that's the moment when I learned more about listening to your body and the choices that you have with food. And also that was the time when, personally for me, that was the way how I experienced my transformation. And I learned that it's not only about how much are you training and how much are you eating. It's things about how stressed are you, about the guilt, about simple things like taking care for yourself. Because as a workaholic, I didn't do that. And there was a really, really terrible influence on my body and my vision in general. So basically, my own transformation make me go through this path of holistic health and life.
Yeah, I did a Facebook Live this morning that made me think of what her Lisa Nichols does a lot of motivational speaking, and one of the things she says a lot is you can make your story your fuel or you can make it your fortress. And it sounds like you had overcome some difficult challenges with eating, with how you want to show up in the world, and you use that to kind of spur off a career in helping other people see themselves the way you see them too, which is so beautiful.
Thank
Also, you like dolphins. I have like this nice picture of you like petting a dolphin. It's
you.
beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, it was amazing experience. It was the first time in my life actually, and I didn't know back at that time. I didn't know that actually dolphins are the animals who helped with kids and families with disorders.
Yeah, I have a daughter who's on the autism spectrum, so there's a lot of interesting therapies involving different types of mammals, like equestrian. So horse therapy is very common too.
Yeah.
So how would someone work with someone like you? So if one of our listeners is like, oh my gosh, I think she's the one to help me, get over binge eating bonbons on Saturdays and I'm sad. And you had said earlier that we're ready, like they were coachable and ready.
Yes.
How would they reach out to you, and what would their experience look like or feel like for them?
Okay. So you can reach me everywhere in my social media, in my website.
We'll put links under the podcast comments for anyone that might want to reach out that way then. Okay.
And I'm offering a 60-minute free coaching session. So you can experience coaching, because not so many people are aware what coaching is exactly. So you can have an experience what is to work with me, what's coaching, and I also offer just a 30-minute conversation, and that's kind of like just to experience what is it to work with me. And besides that, I have 3 programs.
Okay.
I have a 90-day program, 14 days cleanse program, and I just launched a new program. It is 5-week program called Heart Centered Program, and everything you can read on my website, or simply if you want to discuss any of them, you can contact me. We can schedule a time. I'm pretty flexible according to your flexibility.
Unless you're on a plane, right? Traveling the world.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks God that in America the planes rides at like just 2-3 hours. Majority of them.
So I really interesting. So is your heart centered program, that's a new one that I haven't like spied before. Exciting that you're kind of getting out there with a little bit of was that kind of a teaser, right? Like about 5 weeks.
Yeah. Just 5 weeks. I think 5, especially for this program. The idea of the program is kind of because people get lost quite stuck in their life, and I noticed that a lot of people doesn't know what to do with their lives, or at certain period they stop following their dreams, and they're just like, oh, that's life, that's how it has to be, you know. And I really don't like that. I want people to have choices and to follow their hearts and follow their dreams. And the idea of this heart center program, and the idea of being just 5 weeks, I believe that it's enough just to get you started. And the idea of the program is to kind of like reconnect with your dreams and your heart desires, to get back of what did you want it when you were a kid. You know, everybody wanted to be a princess or be a singer or be an actress, but the same way, what's the child inside of you want to do?
Yeah. Oh, that's neat.
And kind of like reconnect with that. And I think that 5 weeks are enough to just reconnect and get to the starting point. Okay, I want this from life, so from now on I can work on that.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I can totally see you being a great guide on helping someone just kind of reconnect with who they are and what they still want to be. I love the one thing I love about coaching, and that I love about you, is that coaching is about opening up space, right, for and holding space for the other person. And so I think it's amazing that you're the type of person that's going to do that, because I know, and you have coached me in some of the masterminds that we've been in together, and it's just so fantastic to have someone that you know completely believes in you and is in your corner, like no matter what. And it makes it easier to believe in yourself, I think, when someone else is kind of in your corner looking out for you.
When you get the support and people who kind of resonate with your dreams and support you, it's much easier to keep going.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Well, thank you so much for coming on with us today. I'll put your website links and some of your Facebook and some other things in the podcast, and I'll connect with you offline to let all of you and your audience know when we're going to be publishing our podcast. Okay?
Awesome. Sounds good to me.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks so much. And everyone, thank you so much for joining us for the PressPlay Lifestyle Inspired Podcast, where we bring wonderful folks like our friend Vanya on to help you be your best inspired self.